Taking some inspiration from other YouTubers to partake in this trend, I decided to make a video on it for Rust as there currently are none. Keep in mind that all the information in this video is completely useless as stated in the title. There is no visible source to the red light in this cave. The control room in the underground tunnels doesn't have any controls in it. All inaccessible doors in the underground train tunnels are marked with a red tag. All accessible doors in the train tunnels are marked with a green tag. Totally hypothetical here, but if you use the IFTTT software alongside the Rust Plus app, and you have an HBHF sensor connected to the app, you could theoretically play Shrek yelling "What are you doing in my swamp?" and Smash Mouth's All-Star if somebody passes the HBHF sensor in your swamp.
What are you doing in my swamp? Somebody once told me the world is gonna...
There are 3 Lunar New Year exclusive skins, being the Rat Mask, Metal Ox Mask, and Dragon Mask. If for any reason you have ever wanted to exercise in Rust, you can do so at Junkyard with a perfectly functioning treadmill. There are a few games such as Roblox, Garry's Mod, and Unturned in which there is a mod or a server that features Rust. The oil rigs are the only place that contain static water trash piles. The very first ever released skin for Rust is a pink and black checkered t-shirt. This is based off of the notorious missing textures pattern in Garry's Mod. As there is none spilled on the outside through the open doors in this train cart, nobody will ever know what happened to this chunk of charcoal. The cargo ship breaks its own rules of no pollution simply by existing. The pipes at the top of the dome cannot actually push oil through as there's an obstruction based on the ceiling. A box of cornflakes can be found for $2.50 at the supermarket. All telephones on desks are not wired to anything. All vehicle license plates read ZenLab Council. The most recent update on September 2nd, 2021 added a world model to the chocolate bar. The most recent update, adding a timer for oxygen that you can see in the bottom right hand corner of your screen, also added a new drowning sound effect. The recently released underwater labs appear to have dead bodies sitting at the moon pools. Even the scientists at Cobalt have sick gaming chairs. In Airfield, hangar number 1 does not have a number on the door. Despite being called Satellite Dish on the map, there are actually 3 satellite dishes located at the monument. In Launch Site, certain objects still have old textures from before HDRP that actually show up if you're far enough away. You used to be able to know how much water exactly you would need before ripening a plant to harvest it. Traffic cones can only be found in monuments. The hazmat suit does not provide you any oxygen for underwater. There are no actual controls on the forklift to control the fork. There is a hole in the roof of the train cart located at the front side of military tunnels. This vending machine and supermarket is completely useless. Although being out for a month, as well as having an update in between, the underwater labs have no textures on most walls. Every single box in the game is properly facing up. A drawing of a person being run over can be spotted in a refrigerator in supermarket. The toilet bowls in the underwater labs have likely never been cleaned. In Satellite Dish, there is one small tree located at each corner of each satellite. If you buy it in real life, the Secret Labs gaming chair is not actually broken and made up of homemade materials. The platter helmet and the headset from the Twitch drops are the only 2 clothing headpieces that provide 20% of head protection. Despite being able to farm it at the giant excavator, there is no stone node located while there is metal ore and sulfur ore. Brett Ronsit Lin can be found throughout the game with no actual correlation to anything. Rust's current official trailer is 2 minutes and 33 seconds long. As it is missing many letters, the abandoned supermarket is commonly referred to as Ermket. For completely unknown reasons, you can get radiation from being in this planter area in the underwater labs. Brett Ronsit Lin does not actually exist as a person in the game, but rather refers to the missing characters on Freight Transit Line, which is titled on each train station entrance. The Ioka pistol is similar to a real-life variant of a primitive handgun. Abandoned Cabins is the only monument that you can build inside of. It takes this long to fall from the peak of the giant excavator monument. Whilst underwater, you can use any non-dancing gestures. You can no longer put non-recyclable items in the input section of the recycler. The most viewed Rust video on YouTube is Welland's solo player bankrupts a clan at 27 million views. Shroud is actually known for having played Rust many years before the offline TV cast. Rustoria US Main is the most popular server in the game. Up until the HDRP update, the lighthouse did not produce any source of light. The one and only way to change the appearance of your character is by wearing the mustache or Santa beard. A popular Rust YouTuber by the name of Surge created a fan-made trailer for Rust which became the official trailer for Rust in 2017, lasting 4 years with a refresh after the first year. Before being removed from loot pools, the rarest blueprintable item in the game was a chair, which was actually made into an entire video challenge by SpoonKid. It is unknown what has been tested in the military tunnels laboratory, as there are no subjects left behind, and the only found suggestion is this questionable blue chemical. The train yard generator produces 1,030 kilowatts of electricity. This happens to be nearly the average monthly usage of a 2,000 square foot home in the United States. Located at the giant excavator monument, the Morexo 973T Model 3 is seemingly identical to and therefore assumed to be modeled directly after an early 2000s John Deere 744H bulldozer. A giant excavator consumes 30 diesel per hour, or half a diesel drum per minute. However, it will only last 40 minutes at a maximum, as you are limited to the use of 20 diesel at a time in the fuel tank. If you go to a website called steamcharts.com, you can find the monthly statistics from Steam on the peak players, average players, and gain percentages, or numbers, of any game, such as Rust. In these statistics, you can go back to January 2021, when the OTV server and stream came around, and increased the players by more than double on both peak and average. As of the time that I am editing this video, there are exactly 2,673 skins that have been accepted into the game via the Steam Workshop. However, this is not including Twitch drops, as there are 109 Twitch drop skins. This would bring the total to 2,882 skins. Rust skin loot boxes that are buyable on the Steam market, such as the weapon barrel, used to be a complete scam with no provably fair rating and were proven to have a select amount of skins, which none of were profitable. A YouTuber by the name of Sven did a small breakdown of this by opening multiple of each crate, which he had done in the past and shown the different results. Rust is one of the very few games alongside Escape from Tarkov that has items and skins particular to streamers of the game. Similar to that of what you would find in Minecraft, Call of Duty, and other FPS and survival games, you can find servers for minigames. These minigames can include Gun Game, Bed Wars, Free-for-All, and even Gulag 1v1s. Along with the Gulag, there are many other fan-made favorite Call of Duty maps that fit within some of these game modes. This allows for a mock of the Call of Duty playstyle with Rust's unique mechanics. Although seemingly unrelated, you can find creators on the Steam Workshop that make icons for Rust items. This creator has 156 already, and it seems to be growing on a day-by-day basis. The Rust commit logs, being a record of bug fixes and changes made, currently has nearly 66,000 commits. Although not as official and competitive as CSGO, Rust does actually somewhat have a competitive scene, which was actually speculated back on Reddit in 2015. There are tournaments such as Base Invaders and PvP scrims hosted by popular servers like Astoria and Paranoid GG, as well as a few content creators such as Tacular partaking in an established esports team.
15,000 hours.
For a very noticeable hit in movement speed, you can walk through a hot air balloon entirely. Just like can be said about the traffic cones, stacks of tires can be randomly found throughout different monuments. If you ever enter the train tunnels through a ladder entrance, you will always be trespassing. If you go up to any recycler, put in some items and begin recycling and stand on top of it, there are no moving parts and you cannot be damaged by the recycler. If you go to the front of any supermarket, you'll notice a yellow sedan. This is undoubtedly based off of an early 1980s Ford Crown Victoria. It takes a little over 7 seconds to reload an M249. As a slight bonus, go to my channel, check my past live streams. You can actually find one of my first times ever playing Rust nearly 4 years ago on there. As always, thanks for watching, especially if you stuck around all the way to the end. Spent a lot of time trying to find information and getting all the clips and sources for this video. So it would be greatly appreciated if you go ahead and hit that sub button, like, comment on the video, share it to your friends, and hopefully it was useless as it was intended.